Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Lock and Loaded Firearms, and today we are out at the Lock and Loaded range and we're going to do a test of two 243 Winchesters to see which of the two budget friendly rifles are more accurate and shoot the best groups. I have my grandson's 243 that I bought him a couple years ago for his first hunting rifle. It's a Savage Axis 2 and it came with it's called the Savage Axis 2 XP, and it came with the little I think it's a Bushnell Banner 3-9 by 40 little scope that came on it, and that's what's still on it. We're going to shoot that and we're going to see how it does, and we're also going to shoot the new Ruger American Generation 2 Predator in 243 as well. And I just picked that one up and I want to compare the two and see how they do for accuracy and overall usage. And we're going to use 3 different types of ammo, just the 3 I could get my hands on right now. And we'll do, once I get them zeroed in, we'll do 3-shot groups of each one of the 3 types and see which has the best groupings. And then after do that, if we still have time, we'll stretch it out to 200 yards to see how they do at distance as well for a good coyote or varmint rifle. Now, if you've ever been out here to the ranch before, you can see behind me is my little shooting shed. Originally I had a little round table back there, and eventually I decided to put up a shed, ran electricity to it and some insulation and everything, so now I can shoot right out of that. And in the winter and stay warm, just pop the doors open. And then my range, let me flip this over here, originally went out to about 200 yards. I don't know if you can see there now. Let me see, there's 50 to the left is 100, and then the gong in the bar back is 200 before you get to the woods. And from that shooting table, or the shooting shed now, you can see out to 200 yards. And when I decided to extend the range and go further out to 400, I couldn't see because the property dipped down too far and you couldn't see the 300, the 350, the 400 yard range out there. So I built this shooting tower right here. I'm going to go ahead. And so I built this shooting tower, a little elevated. It's about 12, 15 feet in the air, probably 15 feet in the air, I'm guesstimating, as high as the building is there. And from there, I can see all the way out to 400 yards. And if it's nice out, I usually shoot out there. But since we're only going to shoot at 100 and 200 today, probably, I'm just going to shoot laying prone right there out of the shooting shed. By the way, I'm also using the long shot cameras. So there's the receiver for it. If you never use these, they're wonderful. Everything will show up on my camera here. We can record it and I'll inlay it into the shot later. But they can go out to 2 miles and you can just put it right in front of it. The one I have, they have multiple different ones. The ones that go 100 yards, 300 yards, 1,000 yards, and 2 miles. I went ahead and sprung for the 2 mile one because you never know how far I'm going to go out. So far I've never gone past the mile, but you never know. And that will allow us to see what we're shooting right, like it's close up, and not have to go out and check our hits every single time we shoot. Alright guys, so now we're going to do the 243's here. I've got 3 different boxes of ammo. We're going to shoot the Hornady Super Performance Varmint. This is a 75 grain VMAX bullet. And we're going to shoot the Hornady Precision Hunter. This is what I've actually zeroed my grandson's gun in at. It is 90 grain ELDX. Let's see how that shoots. And I picked up this is a Winchester Copper Impact, and it is a 85 grain. I believe it's a copper bullet. So we're going to shoot it's like a 75, an 85, and a 90. Different tips. We'll shoot out of both guns, see which one groups the best for both and which one does the best overall. And we'll go from there and see how things work. Okay, first thing we're going to do is shoot the Hornady. We're going to go down in grains. This is the 90 grain ELDXs. We're going to try these out in the Savage Axis 2 XP. There's the Precision Hunters. And these are supposedly going about 3150 per second. I believe I'm zeroed at 200 yards on this. I don't remember. It's been a year or two since I zeroed it. Hornady ELDX, 90 grain, at 100 yards. I have to raise up a little bit here. There we go. Using the Dusk to Dawn scope that came with it. I think it's a Bushnell Dusk to Dawn 3-9 by 40. Not the best scope, but it came with it, so that's what we're going to use. So the first shot's right there, as you can see. He's coming very handy. So when I zero this, I would then just bring it down like it two inches down and ½ inch to the left, and I'd be good to go without having to get up. So I do love that, but we're going to aim in the same spot. We're just looking for groupings right now. All right, shot number 2. It is a hard bolt to cycle. It's a very inexpensive gun though. Entry level. It's got a pretty good trigger though. Yeah, Savage Jackie triggers are pretty good. All right, shot 3. All right. Bolt's clear. Mags out. See how that grouping was. So with the XPs, looks like we're right at an inch at 100 yards. All right, I know that the XPs, what I say, I'm sorry, the ELDXs. So right at MOA. We'll do these coppers. I'm sure they're gonna shoot even higher, so we'll actually aim at the center, because when we get to the super performance that are only 75 grain, those are probably gonna shoot the fastest and the highest. They'll shoot that at the bottom right target. So this way we hopefully can keep everything on target without having to make any adjustments right now. All right. So 3 rounds. These Winchester Copper Impact Extreme Point Extreme Impact 85 grain. Hopefully you can see that. All of them felt really good. I'm going to pull the last one a little bit to the right. Let's see here. Looks like about the same thing, maybe 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. All right. Let's do the last one right here. We'll go in there on the bottom. You know, a smart man would have done this in the beginning of the day, but I am not a smart man. All right, so now we got the Hornady Super Performance Varmint. These are 75 grains. And they're supposed to be screaming. I have high hopes for these. I really hope they shoot well. 75 grain VMAX. Supposedly the speed is about, oh, my glasses on, 3,580 feet per second. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. Make sure we're on paper at least. Oh yeah, we're really high. Those things are screaming. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 inches high, the dead center. But let's keep going, same spot. You really gotta jerk on this to get it up. Alright. Does not appear to be a good grouping, guys. We're looking at 1 3/4 inch. Now, that could be because of the rifle, could be the ammo, could be the fact that we're using a 3-9 scope, which kind of sucks. But we'll see. It is what it is. Let's go take a look. Alright guys, so everything should have recorded on the long shot cameras. I'm pretty sure it did, but just in case, we're going to come down here and take a look ourselves. Looks like the best groupings, honestly, was the Hornady ELDX. See, that was the first one. Just over 1 inch. Granted, we're using this is with the Savage Axis XP 243 with the Bushnell Dust to Dawn 3-9 by 40 scope on it, so not a great scope and not a a very inexpensive gun. But it looks like 1.25 inches there, just about, maybe 1 inch actually. And then the second one was right in the center. That was with these 85 grain. These were the 90 grain ELDXs. These were those Winchester Copper 85 grains. And it looks like I said, maybe 1.25 inches width-wise, give or take. Yeah, probably 1.25 inches. So maybe about the same, not too bad. We had that one flyer. And then, surprisingly though, the Super Performance 75 grains, they looks like they're about what, a good 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. So not the best there. But all right, I'm gonna put up a new target and we'll try out the new Ruger American Gen 2 Predator. All right, guys, we're back in the shooting shed again. I'm gonna grab that rifle right there. Now, that is the Ruger American Gen 2 Predator. So it's got the green splatter and it's got the burnt bronze with the fluted twisted barrel, threaded barrel. I will put a suppressor on it eventually if I like it and it shoots well. Nothing has been shot out of this yet. It is brand spanking new, so I can't tell you how it's going to shoot. It's also shooting, the scope on it is a Vortex Diamondback Tactical. I believe it's a, oh, you don't have my glasses on. I think it's a 6-24 by 50. First focal plane, mil dot, mil radian, sorry. I just took that scope off of my 50 Beowulf and threw it on there. Hasn't been zeroed. I don't know where it's going to hit. I took the whole thing off, so it's very, very high, as you can see, off of the barrel. So if I end up liking it, because it is a longer, kind of a longer range scope, I might put it on there permanently and just put a better set of rings or a lower set of rings on there and put something else on the Beowulf, since I never go past like 200 yards in the Beowulf anyways. But yeah, so I'm going to get that set up and we'll get shots down range on this one and see how it does. Alright guys, so here we go. We're going to do the first shots. I've never put a round through this gun yet. I don't even know where it's going to hit with this scope. It might be on paper, it might not. We're going to find out together. Let's find out. Again, Ruger American Gen 2 Predator Edition. I did hear that it doesn't like to go in unless the bolt's open. There we go. This does have the 3-position safety. All the way back, bolt's locked and it's on safety. One up, you can open the bolt, but it's still on safety. And all the way forward, it is on fire. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Much clearer scope, obviously. Not load one? Oh, helps you to load one up. This is the Hornady ELDX 90 grain. Oh, that's not too bad off. Okay. We'll start 3 now. Now we're going to hit. Alright, Ruger American Gen 2 Predator 243. Starting out with the Precision Hunter Hornady 243 Winchester 90 grain ELDXs. And here we go. 3 shots at 100 yards. This would be shot 3 with the ELDXs. Alright. So taking a look at those. That's not bad. There's the very first one. You obviously see these here in a minute. But then those other 3, I mean, obviously I'm not sighted in on 1, 2, almost 3 inches left and 1, 2.5 to 3 inches high. But yeah, that looks like that's under an inch grouping. So not bad with the ELDXs. Not bad. I mean, that's not what I'm used to with competition, with shooting, you know, competition rounds and competition guns. But for what it is, that's more than accurate for hunting, for coyotes, that kind of thing. All right, next up is the Winchester Copper Impact 85 grain. And we'll see how these do. 3 rounds downrange with those. Not a huge fan of this, the way the magazine goes in and out, but I kind of like the regular style, more traditional style better, but either way, let's make it work. Alright, let's see how these do. Now, I might go ahead and bring this to the left a little bit. Let's see. Quick zero wouldn't be that hard to do. You are 1/2 a mil high and 1/2 a mil to the left. Alright. That's twice now. It hasn't fed a bullet though when I close the bolt. We're on target at least. That looks like it is a 2¼ inch grouping. Not impressed. Alright, we'll come over here to the bottom left and we'll try that one as well. We'll try that one with the super performances. Not looking good, guys. We'll see. Believe it or not, I think so far the Axis is winning. Didn't think that would be the case. I heard good things about the Ruger American for its price point, but we'll see. Of course, these are just the first 9 shots to produce some more. I also bought 3 different tips, and I thought this might give me an idea of what would have the best kind of tip that I could do some custom loads and do a workout and build up a custom load for it, but none of these are looking great. Maybe the ELDXs aren't bad, but that's a 90 grain. I was hoping to get something lighter for some like prairie dogs and groundhogs and things like that, but we'll see. Let's see what these 3 do now. These are the super varmints, 75 grain. These will be perfect if they can get this up to group well. All right, bottom left. Oh man, 3 times now. I'm not thinking that. Every time it's doing it, put the magazine in fresh. These are promising. We can not screw up in a third one here. I have some of these bullet tips too that I bought for reloading, so this is encouraging, hopefully. That looks like 3/4 of an inch. Under an inch probably. Alright, we'll go take a look at those and I'll show them to you. But that one's not horrible, and again, that's the first 9 shots out of this rifle, so we'll see. Drop the mag here. And we'll go down and take a look. Alright guys, so we're almost down here at 100 yards, and we'll take a look at these results that we had from the Ruger American Gen 2 Predator and 243. You see there's my long shot camera doing the work. Alright, so if you look here, this was the very first one I fired. I didn't know where it was going to go. I was like, okay, that's good enough. So then I fired these 3. These are from the ELDXs. As you can see, we had probably, looks like under an inch, between 3/4 and an inch. Those are 90 grains. I'll take that. Good hunting round for deer there. And then we came over to this one. This was the 80 grainers, and you're looking at over 2 1/4 inches. 85 grain, I'm sorry. They didn't shoot real well. And then we came over here, and those are pretty good. That's not too bad. It looks like maybe about, again, 3/4 of an inch, probably under an inch. And those are the 75 grain super performance, so that's encouraging as well. And it looked like both guns liked the ELDXs, which I've shot out of many guns, and they seem to shoot good out of everything. So there you have it. The bolt is much better on the Ruger American Gen 2, except for the fact that 3 times I loaded the new mag and pushed the bolt forward, it didn't take a bullet. But as far as smoothness, it's much better. I say the trigger's probably a little bit better on the Savage axis. Believe it or not, the AccuTrigger is not too bad. But I will adjust that trigger on the Ruger American and see if we can get it down a little bit. Just have a little bit of creep, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's not great. Could be a lot worse. So there you have it, guys. The first shots. I think just for fun, I may go down, throw the camera down to the 200-yard gong, and see, put a couple on steel, and with the new gun, just see how it does at 200 and how much of adjustment we have to do. It looks like, if you looked right there, we are pretty much on target at 100 without having to do any more zeroing. So we found our zero there, so I'll see where it is at the 200 yards. I'll probably hit the big 10 or 12 inch gong, and after that see where it's hitting and make some adjustments, and see if we can get the smaller targets just for fun before we go in and before we totally melt and go in and cool off. Since we had pretty good groupings about the ELDXs and the super performance varmints with the Ruger American, we'll throw a few down with each one and see what we can hit. I have no idea what the dope is on this. Obviously I just have the trajectory on the box. I have not got my chronograph out to chrono these yet. I do have a new chrono coming, the new Athlon chronograph, the Doppler, and we'll see. I think it's called Rangecraft or something like that, and we'll see how that does when it comes in, and we'll chrono these and get some true dope on these, and also do some custom loads and see how that does. So we're going to guesstimate. These are the ELDXs. I'll put one in the gong and see where it hits. I'll adjust from there, and we'll go to the head target, and which is about 7 inches across, 6 or 7 inches across. So it's like 3.5 MOA or 3 1/4 MOA. And then there's a little 3-inch target down there as well, so just over 1.5 MOA. And but once we hit the big gong, we can dial it in a little bit. Now I don't have the long shot camera on the gong. I do have it on the smaller ones. I can't see all three at the same time. So once I hit the gong, you should be able to hear it. And then I'll switch over to the heads, and I'll be recording those. Right, we'll try it again on the gong just to see where it hits. Dead center. All right. Actually, we'll go ahead and do this last one in the head, see where it goes, and then we'll go to the small one. Should be good to go though. Sniper headshot, 200 yards. ELDX 90 grain. 10 to the right. All right. That being said, let's drop 3 on the small target. If all goes well, we should be able to put all 3 on there. All right, ready? We're gonna come down here. All right, there's our 3-inch target. 200 yards, 1.5 MOA, 3-inch target. There. Now you can see it. Hopefully, I'll pick up the next 2. We got 2 shots on there. Looking pretty good. I got a grid up too. And so far we're at 0.68 MOA. 1.36 inches is our spread. All right, so let's get our 3rd shot in. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So we are sub MOA on there. We are 1.71 inches, 0.85 MOA. I'll screenshot that. There we go. All right, guys, so we're down here at 200 yards. And this first shot, I made my adjustments and went right down the center. I did the one in the head over here, and this is all with the ELDX 90 grain. And then we put our 3 shots right there. And so now we're going to paint them all, and we'll shoot the 3 with the varmint load, with the Super Performance varmint, 75 grain. All right, guys, just about finishing up here. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm out of shape. And but here we are. All right, so we do 3 more shots, maybe 4. This time we're going to still be using the Ruger American. We're at 200 yards. These are going to be the Super Performance varmint 75 grains. And they shot really good out of this gun, sub MOA. Of course, I just shot at sub MOA at 200 with the ELDXs as well, so that'd be a great deer round. All right, 75 grain Hornady Super Performance varmint, 200 yards. I'll put 1 on the gong. Get it zeroed in, go to the head, and then 3 on the other one, just like I did before. Let's try the head. Glasses are all fogged up because of the humidity. It's like 85, 87 out with 85% humidity. It's ridiculous. All right, 1, 2, and 3. We'll record this. I'll show you where I hit that one there on the head. Come back down here to the 3 here and see how we do. And 1 more bullet there. The first one took a chunk out of it. Man, these little 75 grainers pack a little punch. Take that bullet again. Wait for my screen to refresh here. There. None of them were great. Let's see. So we had shot 1, shot 2, and shot 3. So that one, let me get the old trusty glasses here. Don't worry, kids, you too. Someday we'll get old. Looks like we have 1.85 inches, 0.92 MOA. And I will post that. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. We'll talk at you later. Hey guys, just thought I'd throw some final thoughts out about those 2 rifles that we just shot. I planned on doing a final thoughts from my truck. I love my truck, and so I probably plan on making that a thing and doing a lot of final thoughts from my truck. But right now my truck is currently getting worked on because some stupid deer decided to ram it in the side on the way home last week. So it's in the body shop. So right now you're getting final thoughts from the rental car. So, as you saw from the video, they're both pretty close rifles. They're very similar in price, maybe 50 or 60 bucks apart now. There was a bigger gap at one time, but since prices have gone up, they're pretty similar in price. Like I said, 50, 60 bucks. So what you get from the Ruger American is a threaded barrel that you don't have on the Savage. You also get a cheek riser, which is kind of nice, and a smoother bolt, and a adjustable length of pull. So you do get some advantages, and the accuracy is pretty good. 2 out of the 3 rounds shot sub-MOA. With the Savage, Savage XS2 XP, you did get a much better trigger, even though neither one of them are amazing, but you do get a better trigger. And although the bolt wasn't as smooth, it did cycle every single time, whereas you saw I had 4 instances where when I first loaded the magazine in the Ruger, that it did not bring a cartridge up all the way into battery without having to cycle a second time. Accuracy wise, it also did 2 MOA sub-MOA groups right in that area. They both liked the ELDX, whereas the Savage liked the copper bullets and did not like the varmints, and vice versa for the Ruger American. So for what they are, you can't go wrong with either one. I mean, for what they are, if you're looking for a entry-level rifle for maybe a new hunter or a young hunter, or just don't want to spend a lot of money on a rifle because maybe you're only going to hunt with it during deer season 2 weeks out of the year, like it is here in Indiana. I know other states vary, but something like that. Then it serves a great purpose. It's more than accurate and more than dependable rifle. They both are. For that purpose. If you're hunting deer a couple weeks out of the year, or some coyotes or some groundhogs, and it's not going to be used all the time, and you can get by the little quirks that they have because you're not going to be using it all the time, then I think they're both more than adequate rifles and will serve you well. For someone who's going to shoot more often and maybe use it a lot more often, and maybe go out to much further distances, and you're going to have to deal with these quirks all the time, then you know what, I say save the extra money and spend about double what those cost and stay in that $800 to $1,100 range, and get a much better rifle like a Bergara or a Tikka that have all these issues pretty much fixed, and they are more accurate, smoother bolts, better construction, more dependable. Just they're all around better rifles. But for what they are, hey, if that's what you're looking for, then I don't think you can go wrong with either one. But if you're looking for something, if you're going to be shooting a lot more often and more frequently, then these are, I would definitely wait and just save up the extra money and go to the middle of the road, higher end stuff. But that's all I have for you today, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to like and share, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.